3, 2, 1.
Alright, we're here with RocketRocketShip, the princes of pop punk in Newfoundland, if I dare say myself. Thanks a lot for coming in, guys.
Thanks so much for having us. Thank you.
We started off back in 2009. Paul and I were living out on the West Coast at the time, and we were playing in bands out there growing up, you know. And basically through all the trials we decided, you know what, the West Coast, there's not really a big music scene out there. So we decided to move to St. John's, and what we did, we started RocketRocketShip. What are you doing, Jeremy? And yeah, so we started RocketRocketShip. We did up like 20 demos ourselves in Paul's basement. And then we posted an ad on Blue Cafe, if you're familiar with that site. And yeah, we posted an ad looking for musicians. That's where we found Jeremy. And we also found
looking in all the wrong places.
And we found our first guitarist there, but you know, we've gone through probably 5 guitarists now.
Really?
So yeah, we've got our current lineup and everybody's super happy about it.
Tell us a bit more about your musical influences growing up and some of the influences on the band itself.
I think we all have like pretty varying influences. Me, myself, it's Green Day, Nirvana, Blink-182, Sum 41, Fall Out Boy, that kind of thing. That's my biggest influences.
I grew up in kind of Christian music scene. That's all the music I listened to. I was into Switchfoot and Reliant K and some of those bands.
Put a gospel in there?
A little bit, you know, every now and then.
Awesome treat. Yeah.
I grew up, I started off listening to metal and then I moved into punk rock, and once I got a little less angry as I grew up, I kind of moved into more poppy kind of sounding stuff. And I mean, the influence of metal and punk still stays with me because I listen to it so much, and it's just infused with the pop sound that I grew to love so much.
For me, in the last couple of years, I basically like anything that's catchy. But since I've been like 14, Maiden is my favorite band, and you know, we don't have a lot of Maiden sound, but every now and then you can hear a little bass thing that sounds like Steve Harris.
So what exactly do you take away from Maiden music to put into RocketRocketShip? What's the influence
Mostly there? For me, I think since their sound and our sound are so different, it's like a live show. Things they do live, I'll watch Bruce Dickinson and I'll be like, that's cool. We can like adapt that and make it work for us.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty much into the same stuff that John was into. That's pretty much how we met. We grew up listening to the same stuff, but now I listen to everything from 50s jazz to under-up and hardcore, and probably focus more in the middle around pop rock.
So like what ended up happening is like we all have our different influences, but we all have the same goal.
Exactly.
So I think what we did is we all bring our own little thing that created the sound that we have, you know what I mean? And I think that makes the sound, like, it's a little bit, it's not like standard pop punk, you know what I mean? Like it brings in that thing that is just a little bit, you know, a little bit different to stand out from the rest.
So I guess speaking of your sound, how has it changed, I guess, since you guys started?
When we first started, we were playing like much more to the punk end. Like it was faster and like just power chords and that kind of thing, you know what I mean? But as, like I said, as everyone's influences kind of start to seep into the writing of the new songs, it did, you know, it's taken on more of a pop influence. You know, we kind of say our sound is more pop rock now even than pop punk, you know what I mean?
So it's evolved over a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure, and I mean, that's not like by design, you know, we weren't like, we need to sound like this to whatever. It was just like, you know, that's just the natural flow. Like, I mean, if you look at my iPod, I mean, the music we play is the music that I listen to. You know what I mean? It's it's been a good transition, and it's just happened really naturally, and we really like it.
Can you jump with me on this one?
We always say that if you want to just hear our band, you can just listen to it on a CD. You know what I mean? But if you're paying to come see us, we want to give you an actual show, something to look at, you know, something to remember it by. You know, we want to try and have as much fun on stage as possible too, and there's no better way to do that than jump around and act like a fool, you know.
Yeah.
So
speaking of jumping around, I guess you guys had shows where you had trampolines. I see you do covers of Call Me Maybe.
Yeah.
And you guys have so much energy. Who organizes it? Who coordinates it? Who comes up with it? Or is it all natural?
It's all natural.
Yeah.
It's just the way, whatever we want to do at the particular time. No, the trampolines and stuff like that was pretty planned.
It just appeared. I was at Sears one day and it was on sale for $50 and I was like, I'm gonna get that.
That's awesome. Yeah. You know, I go, who in the crowd is trampoline and bring it on stage? Yeah. So you guys recently played a mega show at Corner Brook at the Pepsi Center. Oh, you guys opened up for Dan Webster.
Yeah.
2,000 screaming fans, delirious fans. I saw the videos on YouTube and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I want you guys, each one of you guys, to talk about your experience playing in such an electrified atmosphere.
It's insane. It's like, okay, when you walk out on stage, it was just like how loud those people were screaming, like could knock you over, kind of thing. That was like the first thing, you know what I mean? But then when we started playing, you know, we have a song called Over My Dead Body that's just, we get people to jump, and you see that floor of like, you know, 800 people, whatever was on the floor kind of thing, and it's just like,
it's in unison, right?
And like, and even if they're not in unison, man, it's just like, it's just madness, and that was the thing that I remember the most.
It was an unreal experience just to have so many people there that were just so excited to see you. Like, even if I went to the front of the stage, just reached out a hand, they'd go nuts and, you know, want to just like touch my fingers, and I was like, why? But it was really cool just to see how pumped they were about us being on stage and playing music for them, and that was a really, really cool experience.
My favorite part is when they sing the songs. When people are singing the lyrics that we wrote back to us, you know, when they know it beforehand, kind of thing. It just means a lot.
Bring chills down.
Yeah, it does. Into that song, it was kind of. I wrote a lot of the lyrics to that song, and it was kind of a personal song for me because there was a time when we weren't really doing a whole lot, and we were just kind of in between places, kind of thing. It was during the writing of the album and you know, go record the album and all the stress that was involved with that. It was kind of like a really tough time for us. But when we started writing the album and after we got so far into it, it's kind of like gaining your confidence back, kind of thing. And that's where Back Where I Belong came from. It's, you know, we don't break when we bend, so we don't. Just because times get tough, don't mean we're just gonna stop it. So we do it. You know.
Why is your music so relevant to you? I
don't know. I find, personally, I can only write lyrics when something bad happens. Like, I can't write lyrics about something happy. It's just, like, every time I try, okay, I'm gonna write a love song. It just comes out super cheesy and, you know. So, I don't know, I think the things that we write about are everyday things that happen to people, you know, like breakups or, you know.
3 to 5 years. What will RocketRocketShip be? Where do you guys see yourselves in 3 to 5 years?
I would hope. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, that's all we really said. It's like what the goal is. You know what I mean? I think we would like to be touring full time, kind of thing. We would like to have have a van management, have a van. You know what I mean? Have that, you know, that kind of thing. We'd like to be known across Canada. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, just that's the goal. You know what I mean?
As much as we can do in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I think that's the main focus.
If we can get to the point where we don't need to work a second job, that would be fine.
All I ever wanted is to make a living doing what I love, is playing music.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think we're on the same page.
We want to be musicians, right?
Jeremy?
Yeah.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Best dressed band member?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Dave.
John.
I like what John wears too.
Who's got the best hair?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
That was not you. Wait, Bryce.
Bryce had really good hair.
Favorite ethnic food?
Mexican.
Cereal with milk.
Italian.
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 Okay, in a fight, who would win, a burrito or a taco?
Burrito.
Taco.
Taco good. It's hard.
Burrito.
Tiebreaker.
I think burrito.
Oh, burrito wins it.
Burrito.
They're baked, so they're you know hardened in the fire.
Weird habits and superstitions. And or superstitions.
I get really nervous before shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not as bad as it used to be, man. When we first started, before shows, I was like, I get really nervous. I guess I bite my nails and stuff. I get nervous.
Habits and superstitions.
A weird habit I have is I try not to walk on the crack. So
Oh,
I do that too. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's not weird. Maybe my answer doesn't count. Either way, Paul.
I'm really meticulous about my fingernails. I hate seeing like them grow out and see the white on the end. I hate it.
That is weird.
Hate it.
Well, that's hygiene too.
Yeah.
I always gotta put my left shoe on first.
Weird.
Really? How about put my left sock on first?
Well, it came from when I was playing hockey. It was like I always had to put my left skate and my left shin pad on first.
I feel like I don't even know you anymore.
I always wear cologne on stage. I feel weird if I don't.
That's why the girls are all
Steve appreciates what effort I put in.
Thanks. That's why I come over to your mic.
If you had to play any other instrument, what would it be? Like if you had to do it. Yeah.
In the band.
In this band.
Bass.
Yeah.
That was second. Oh man. Oh, turn that down. No one can hear what you're doing. This
Drums.
Singer.
Yeah.
Felix Baumgartner just jumped 24 miles up in the air. Yeah. What'd you guys do with it?
Yup.
How much did you do it for?
I'd have to get a cool million out of it.
Cool million? And how much you do for a cool
Man, I almost threw up when he jumped up. I was like, no.
John?
I would do that in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah?
How amazing would that be?
Yeah?
That's crazy.
If I knew it was safe, I'd do it for absolutely nothing. I'd do it for just the experience.
Well, it's got a 100% record right now. The guy did it. He
Yeah.
lived.
Yeah, so, right now, it is pretty safe.
Yeah. Nobody's ever died doing it.
I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't jump 24 miles up in the air?
I don't think so.
It's in space.
That's true. See space. If I had the training, I think I might. If I was like an astronaut or something.
Yeah, well, where can people listen to you? Where can they find you? You know, what's your Twitter, Facebook?
We have a website, so RocketRocketShip.com is a good place to start. We are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/RocketShipBand. We're on Twitter @RocketShipBand as well. And our album's on iTunes.